What's up, Alabama fans? It's Andrew Bone here, and I've got a special guest tonight. As you all know, Alabama just received a major commitment from four-star wide receiver Cole Adams out of Oklahoma, and we got Cole on the show this evening. Cole, congratulations on your commitment, man. How's it feel?
Oh my gosh, it's surreal. I'm so excited. I'm 100% committed. I'm ready to roll.
Well, good, good. I know Alabama fans love to hear that. I know they've been excited about you really ever since you started visiting Tuscaloosa. Just talk about the commitment process and what led you to this decision.
So I had my three officials. I had Alabama first, and then OU and Arkansas. I took all those. I took those three. Kind of let everything sink in a little bit. From the jump. The first visit being Alabama. That's a hard standard to beat. But it was kind of just like I was gonna take all my visits and then have a commitment before season. I really didn't know when. I didn't have a set date until I had a meeting with my head coach, assistant head coach, mom and dad yesterday. We went over everything and just figured out this was the right place for me. And what's the wait? Let's get it out.
Now, when did you inform the Alabama coaches?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yes, in the meeting I called. I FaceTime Coach Wiggins. He was on a run, and he was psyched. He was psyched.
Good deal. Good deal. What all did he have to say when you committed?
He was just there was a lot of yelling. There was a lot of yelling going on. It was really funny. He was super excited, super pumped to hear that.
Coach Wiggins has coached and helped develop some of the best receivers that Alabama has produced over the course of the last several years, and obviously guys that are in the NFL. How's the relationship with Coach Wiggins, and what do you think about him as a coach?
I think he's an unbelievable coach. He's so experienced. He has so much knowledge on the game. Like you said, he sent some of the best receivers from the history of Alabama to the league. And it shows he can back all that stuff up. So just having the opportunity to just go play for that's this knowledgeable, has that much experience. I really just think he can develop me the most. The quickest, fastest.
Now, you had some, obviously, as you mentioned, you went on some great official visits: Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Right.
How tough was that to make that decision for Alabama? And knowing a little bit closer to home with obviously Norman and Fayetteville, but it was Alabama for you. How tough was it? How close was it for you?
So like I said, it was a super tough decision, pros and cons, that's a con about Alabama is the distance, but my parents, they trust these guys. From straight off the official, I could tell this in their eyes, because I just kind of sit back and see how they like it, and from the beginning, from the jump, they're absolutely in love with it. So they know I'll be in good hands. But yeah, it was a pretty hard decision, but this is the place for me.
Now, did you inform any of the other coaching staffs of your choice?
Yes, sir. So right after that meeting, right after I got off the phone with Coach Wiggins, I called the Arkansas coach and then the OU coach later after that.
How tough is that?
Oh, that was probably the hardest part. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I've created relationships with all three of these coaching staffs. I love all of them. They're all great people. They're facilities, everything. It's awesome. But so that was really the hardest part, was getting on the phone with those coaches and kind of just breaking the news to them.
What put Alabama over the top?
Really for me, straight from the beginning, I knew I wanted to play with the best, play against the best, compete with the best, and be the best. And I feel like that's the place for me to do that. The place where I can set my foundation, my legacy at. So just everything about it.
I know you told me earlier that you just got finished with a class. You're planning on graduating early. So how excited are you about getting up to Tuscaloosa in January and getting things rolling?
Very excited. I want to get down there as quick as possible. I think will be the best for my future. Getting up a semester early, kind of figuring out the gist of how everything works. Before I go into my actual first season. But I think I'll be able to learn a lot. From when the other incoming freshmen come. So I really think that's just the best for my future, graduating early.
And for Alabama fans that may not have seen your highlight tape yet, or just now finding out about you, we have a lot of recruiting fans in Alabama, as you probably know, guys that and females that follow recruiting religiously. But for the ones that don't know Cole Adams, tell them who you are as a player and as a person.
So I'm Cole Adams, obviously. I'm a 5'9", 5'10", 175. I got some speed. I can run a little bit. But I would really just say the biggest thing about my game is, for my height and weight. A lot of people, I've seen from a lot of other people that they say that I play like a 6'2", 6'3", 220 pound, and that's really what I try to, take a hold of. Is like I might not be the biggest, the strongest, but I'm gonna have the biggest heart, the hardest working, most dedication, everything like that. So, just huge thing. All that is leadership as well. Making sure that the team can trust you, making sure all that. So I've grown to be a better leader with my time here in my high school. I've had a ton of peers, my older brothers, the people before me. So they've just taught me so much. That my coaches, so blessed to have all these coaches that I've had. And I think, yeah, I'm just really blessed to be in the position I am.
When you're sitting down with Coach Wiggins or with Coach Saban, any of the coaches that you've had a chance to meet with and talk with throughout this process, what have they said to you about kind of how they see you fitting in on their offense?
They see me as a very explosive player. They've kind of put me up there with like Waddle, those guys a little bit. Um, because I'm kind of his size,
Hmm.
more. So just people like that, Judy, Ruggs, Vontae, all those guys. Obviously I might not be as big as some of those guys, but I can make just as many plays as them. I believe, and really just getting the ball. Whether it's screens, jet sweeps, stuff like that. Just getting me the ball, try to find me in space, but over the top stuff like that.
Good deal, good deal. Now let's go back to your official visit because I think was it your second time at Alabama? I knew you'd taken in Junior Day earlier in the year. So the official was that the second visit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, talk about the official visit there, and just what that experience was like. And did you know on that trip that that's kind of where you were leaning to, or was it kind of down the road?
So when I first got there, it was just like it all hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, this could be the place. But then I was like, I'm gonna let it all sink in. Go take
Hmm.
these other visits, because I could feel, when one's fresh on your mind, that's all you can think about. So kind of let the others get that feeling too. But really just it was crazy to I come to breakfast the first day, and we have name tags to where we sit down and stuff, and it says my name and then Coach Saban right next to me, and I was just like in disbelief. Like I couldn't believe it. Kind of getting down, sitting eating breakfast with him, kind of talking with him, was really just a surreal experience. After he breaks out of that the coaching shell a little bit, he's a really funny guy. So it was just unbelievable.
Was there something that you learned about Alabama through, and obviously you know about Alabama, the history, the championships, the first round draft picks, all that stuff. But was there something that you learned that you didn't know about Alabama, prior to this whole process, or prior to the official visit?
I would say yes and no. I mean, I was just so new with the recruiting process. That was my first official, so I didn't
Hmm.
really know what I was going in there to see. Um, but they hit all the questions that I'd ever thought of, in my head before the visit. Like it was just so well thought out that obviously knew what they were doing. Not on the football side of things, academic wise, just set me up for my future so well. And nutrition, all that stuff is really just it's perfect fit.
Good deal. Well, Cole, man, I know you're excited today. I know Alabama fans are excited. They're pumped for you, and I know you're excited about your future. So best of luck to you, man. Congratulations on this commitment. And anything else you want to say to Alabama fans before we let you go?
Roll Tide!
There you go, Alabama fans. That's it. That's the latest Alabama commitment. The Crimson Tide are on a roll right now on the recruiting trail. More commitments coming up soon. Stay tuned to BamaInsider.com.